Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video and to my first Race C video in 2024, also my first Race C video in quite a while. I haven't really been doing any Race C for various reasons. Sometimes it's just not been my taste, sometimes I've not been able to do it, other times I've just been a bit too scared to do it. So it's about time I get in and try to see if I can cope with this. I started at the American servers, did a few races there, and then I jumped onto the EMEA servers. Let's jump into my very first race of the week. And as you can see, I joined the servers at some very quiet hours in the Americas, but it was more fun than just setting up an offline race. And I am starting from the back. I am going to be careful. I don't want to be that idiot just smashing through. I'm here to learn about how the car behaves during the race with tire wear and all that, and just feel this one out. We are coming into turn one. We've got some cars diving back there. I got slightly nervous, but all is good. Now we are trying to follow through behind Nachos in the Digit Gaming livery. We are going past the Silvia, and yeah, we've got a lot of traffic on this first lap, but I am going to change tires in this race, so I am going to pit roughly midway through this one, so we just have to deal with the traffic ahead. We've also got a couple of penalties, and yeah, we're coming down the hill. We are still keeping it cool. Yeah, there's some contact there. We've got some cars off, and I managed to sneak past once again, trying to follow through along with Nachos. We are on the inside, bit of an awkward angle. I've got a Supra on my outside, but we managed to get through without pushing each other off the track. And now this tricky right-hand corner, so easy to slide wide and get a penalty. Now we are alongside the Digit Gaming liveried McLaren, and yeah, they are still on my inside, so I have to give them room. But this time I managed to sneak ahead. Unfortunately, they had someone diving on them behind there because we were going a bit slow side by side there. Stay on the track. We've got a car rejoining the track. Make sure not to run wide through these corners. It's all about getting braked a bit earlier than you think, so you can get off the brakes and let the front tires regain some grip so you can get around that corner. So now we are up into P5 in one lap. I know it's a low rated lobby. We are still P5 on lap 2. We've got a Lambo serving a penalty. I am not really close enough. I am trying to back out of this one again. There was a slight bit of contact. That was my mistake. But a few corners later, I am going to get the position. I think they are going on the grass on the inside. So now they are slow. I'm going around the outside. They are coming towards the outside as well, almost pushing me off. Maybe they didn't see me there, but we are up to 4th position, and we are going to jump ahead in this one. We are going to jump towards the end of lap 4. That's how long it took me to catch up to these guys. We've got another one serving a penalty, and as we are coming around the hairpin, I could see I was getting rather close rather quickly to the Supra, and the way it was dancing around in front of me might have been a connection thing either at my end or at their end. I decided it might be time for me to pit, as they look like they are carrying on, so I'm going to pit along with the car in P2. And since I'm going to change my tires, pitting after lap 4 is just about the earliest it makes sense to pit if you don't want to be too slow by the end of the race. And now we just have to get a decent outlap in along with the Scirocco ahead of us. And I can say that much, it doesn't help missing braking points like this when you try to set a decent outlap. But speaking of mistakes, as we are coming towards the final corners, the Scirocco is going to mess up as well. All is good around this long corner, but these final corners without the chicane, they are a bit tricky to get right. It's hard to see where you're going, and you can see now the Scirocco is coming in a bit narrow, and now they're trying to push it out of there, so they had to back off the throttle, and I get a much better exit speed. So we are up into P6, because we also had a lot of cars pitting. We are also going to jump ahead in this one, and now we are getting up to P5. My lap times are really slow. This is clearly my first race, but after the final cars pitted, we got up to P3. We actually had visual contact to P2, but we are going to finish this first race with a podium position in a low, very early morning lobby in the Americas. I know I actually did another race there, but then I jumped onto the EMEA, and of course I ended up in top split, and my qualifying time was only enough for 12th position. I am jumping into the Citroen. I actually bought one, put a livery on, because I'm going to see if I can pull it off without changing tires. So for now we just have to survive. I could instantly feel that this was a more high skill lobby. I'm not referring to myself, but I could feel the cars around me. You can see people are just not making the same amount of mistakes, all going in a nice train on the first lap, and everything is kept cool. And you can see I am just struggling to keep up. I'm not really that far into getting used to this combo yet. Usually it takes me most of a week to get up to some sort of decent race pace. Also my first race in the Citroen, actually my first race ever. Don't think I've ever used this car, but it is known to be good on the tires, so I had to give it a go. There was some contact happening behind me, so there is some clear room behind me at the moment. We've got Old Boy getting past up there. Now I've got the Supra ahead of me, and this awkward corner, just make sure not to run wide. I almost had to stop for the Supra there, and now we enter the hairpin. There is some chaos behind me. We've got a car hitting both Digit and another car, and now Digit is bumped into me. Actually, it's a bit funny to see Digit in a rental car when we saw that nice Digit Gaming livery in the American race earlier in this video. But anyway, this is my time to pit. I'm going to dive off into the pit lane, because this time I am not going to change my tires, even though I know my pit crew might not be that happy with my decision. Sorry fellas, it's only a quick visit. Yeah, but I have to try it. So let's see what we can do this time. And since I am now driving around way at the back all by myself, we are going to jump ahead a fair bit now. We are jumping all the way to lap 6, and unfortunately on this treacherous right-hander I am going to pick up my first track limit penalty. That is not going to help my tiny chance of any progress in this fairly high rated race. And this stunt is not going to help me either. Getting all the way on the gravel, dirty tires, sliding almost off the track through the final corner as well, and that is going to put me under pressure, because now I've got a car behind me. All that messing up put them right on my rear bumper, and now I just have to see if I can hang on to this one. I think they might be on fairly worn tires as well. I'm not defending it this time. They are a bit too far back, but you can see I am starting to lose grip on all those right-hand corners. My left front tire is not looking too good. That's one of the big disadvantages of being on the controller. It's hard to manage that tire wear. Some of the really good guys say it can be done, but I'm not one of those. Still under pressure. And I think, no, I was scared I was getting a track limit penalty. We are keeping it alive, and don't run wide here. Just coast around the corner until it's safe to get onto the power. And let's just pick the brake marker. There's that post where there usually is a flag marker. It looks like it's missing for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, we are still ahead of the white McLaren behind me, but I am clearly struggling with the fading grip on that front tire. And let's just make it through these corners. It seems like I am doing these final corners a bit better than the car behind me. No, they are coming back because the very final corner was actually rather awful. Now we are side by side, and I think I'm actually going to give this one up. Do a small lift, just tuck in behind, because we don't need to go side by side through the first corners here, and especially not with my grip levels just dropping and dropping. But you can see the McLaren is struggling as well. They are really sliding towards the outside of the track, and you can see it through the following corners as well, especially these right hand corners. We are both struggling, to be honest. I'm trying to stay with them because there might be a chance they will make a mistake. Speaking of mistake, we've got that pink Supra in the gravel. That was a free position for me. And now we are at the end of the race. My tires really could have needed a tire change, to be honest, but I had to give this one a go, and I am going to give this a go for the final race of the video as well. But hopefully I won't be in top split this time, because this was a tough lobby for me. So this is later the same day. I have improved my qualifying time a bit more, roughly at a 47 flat. But one thing is a qualifying time. The other thing is to stay focused for more than 20 minutes with fading tires and all that. And it sure shows that I haven't done one of these races in a long time. I might have been a bit slow through turn 1. I got a small tap from behind, but all is good. They backed out of that one. And as we come through this corner, P2 is actually going to spin out behind me, and that is giving me a bit of breathing space for now at least. In fact, I managed to keep the gap at roughly the same to the car behind me right until I did this on lap 3. A tiny bit on the gravel, that lost me quite a bit of momentum, and yeah, that was just a small error, but now they are gaining on me and they are clearly within slipstream range down the straight. I still kept the gap sort of in check, but then I did this. Cut the track, got a penalty, and I'm afraid I also did this. And yeah, I am ready to reclaim my binning championship trophy. Now I've got 1 second penalty to serve, and I've got P2 close behind me, and yeah, that's the thing. That's the consistency you need to practice if you want to avoid doing what I just did there. It's time to pit now. We are at the very end of the race. You can see the Finnish driver has managed to pull away from me, and I am afraid that P3 is going to jump me as well, and sure enough, as we come out the pits, I am down into P3. But at least I didn't bin it completely, so the conclusion is I need more race practice, and I probably need to change tires in this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.